Okay, welcome back everyone to Let's Dream Breath of Fire 3. Go ahead and get this set up, and there we go. Well, this has been a long time coming, hasn't it? Almost been a full week if I am counting my days correctly here. Well, there's a reason for that. If you look at how much piranha I have, how much jellyfish I have, rainbow trout, normal trout, 18 puffer. Yeah, I've been pretty busy. I originally did not intend for so much time to be dedicated to this, but there was an exploit I found out about in regards to fishing. So, and a lot of it has to do with our good friend Vanillo here. So let's see what that's all about, shall we? Gotta find him first, though. Oh, there he is. And he almost got me, being off screen like that. Look, I wish the text would go away so I could see him. Stop it. Texts are normally good, but not in this case. Alright, let's see what's up with this. Now, the reason that I wanted lots of rainbow trout and trout... I could go ahead and spin some of these puffers. We're not getting them for a while. So yeah, I have 4 of those, 4 of these. I got so much piranha though, I may as well buy a little bit more of these. It's just it's absurd how easy you can get those. But this is the real prize, the silver knives. I'm getting 10 of them. The rainbow trout is good for AP, but AP is not something I'm going to be needing to worry about for a while. I can come back later to get more if I really want to later in the game, but for the moment, it's not going to be a problem. You see, equipment you get through fishing can actually sell for a good price. This is especially true for the silver knives. 700 for each. That is absurd. Compared to something like the dagger, bent sword, pointed stick, Bellic knife. Yeah, that's ridiculous. If I would sell something like a waistcloth, it would only sell for like 105. That's... damn. I'm not going to sell them just yet, but they're going to be nice to have around for later. Now, in terms of what we have to do next, we need to go to Windia. And all that money is going to be useful when we get there, let me tell you that. I should have all my enemy skills on Ryu at this point, including meditation, which I got from... I don't know if I showed it off on stream, but I got that from Master Migas. It's good for mages, not so much for him, but it's going to be good for later. I don't have all the skills from him, unfortunately, but that would take way too long. We can't go this way because the bridge is out. That leads to the Donna Mine, which is the mine in which we started the game in. We can't go that way, though. Screen transition. We are in a new section now. Mount Murneg. I see a fishing spot, but we're not going to get to that for a while, and you're going to see why. Road connecting to Windia. Now, there are some enemy skills that I have, which are actually really useful for this place. You don't want to use them unless you have to, though. Okay, we got some of the Rippers. They're not so bad. Because he's by himself, he hoards all the experience to himself, so he's going to be leveling up quite a bit in here. You're a friendly enemy. His name's Tallman. Sure, why not? The Aigu. I tried to do that, but what happened to the nut people? You hit them with fire. Huh. Don't use frost magic on us. You remember that for later. And you get an icicle, which does ice magic to the entire enemy party. There's a lot of items in here that kind of try to hide themselves. Keep an eye open. Speaking of, you want to know what happens if you don't use ice? That happens. Tar baby. Yeah, they're virtually impenetrable. You need to use ice magic of some sort. Tarman is frozen. Now they can't attack, and you can hurt them decently. They're worth a good bit of experience, too. I'm actually going to be running a considerable bit, though, to keep from leveling up too much. Oh, we have a nut mage. Now, Ryu's by himself, and... oh, Molotov. Now, you might notice I picked some of those up back in town. Not many, but I did pick a few. Those are useful against those. It uses a free fire spell that doesn't cost MP. And we found a hidden item, a protein. I don't have the guide right in front of me, so I hope I don't miss any items. And we have the nut troop. Something tells me I better just go ahead and use those Molotovs while I have them. Where are they? Okay. Double blow. You can actually learn that from them. But I'm not worried about it for the moment. Flare. Ouch. Wow. You guys kind of suck. And they don't always drop Molotovs either, so that really blows. Yeah, I'm glad I got all those healing herbs right now. It helps me save on MP. Yeah, let's try to run if it's all possible. Oh, geez. Are they not going to let me run? Oh, thank God. Because I did not want to have to be forced to fight all these battles. Not when I just have him. That's not cool. I also have those berries. May as well use them, right? Yeah, definitely going to run from you. You're not worth fighting. The experience is great, but again, I'm trying not to level up too much throughout the game. Not unless I have something to gain from it. Got 200 Zenny. Well, thanks. I definitely won't object. Okay, can I learn that from you? You're not learning it. There we go. Okay, now you learned it. Go away. Double Blow does weaker damage with each hit, but you attack twice. So you can overall do more damage if both attacks hit. So that's actually kind of nice to have for later. Sorry if it looks like I'm going in circles here, but I want to make sure I don't miss anything, because we won't be back here for a while. You'll see why very soon. Yeah, hate you. Really? An extra move and I still can't run? Those guys are pricks. Alright, well. I don't think there's anything else. Kind of wish there was something I could do about these berry trees. But since I don't have Tipo anymore, I can't really make berries drop, so that sucks. Oh, I hate you. Who's that? I saw someone over there. Really, Ryu? Oh, he dropped a broadsword. That guy looks familiar. Oh, it's a new sword I didn't have. Slightly stronger, but really heavy, and doesn't have the holy element. But yeah, that guy over there, he looks familiar. Oh god, it's one of the guys that tried to kill us. Oh, that's not good. He doesn't see us, though. Oh, you can sort them this way as well. Well, that's convenient. Now, if you try to talk to him... Yeah, he's actually going to the bathroom over the cliff, and he doesn't notice who you are. Unfortunately, if you try to bypass him, he'll actually finish right as you're passing by, so you can't sneak your way past him. See, he mistook you for his brother, and now that he knows you're not him, well, let's just say things took a turn for the worse here, and we're about to die. Or at least I'd say that, but honestly, this guy's freaking out because he thinks he's already dead. Which would be convenient for us, but his bro isn't quite so stupid, so... Yeah, Sunder here is kind of an idiot. A strong idiot, but still an idiot. Bailio's the brains of the operation, and... yeah, with him around, we're pretty much screwed. Not sure why they care, to be honest. It's not like we're really able to do much to them. That was a mistranslation. That was supposed to be Sunder saying that, but oh well. Zombies are technically already dead, so... Of course, this time we find out why Ryu survived to begin with. Yeah, remember the beginning of the game? The dragon from before? Yeah, that's totally Ryu. And it's just now revealed to us. Certainly took it a while. I think this is the longest we've actually went in a Breath of Fire game without finding out he's a dragon. And this is the part of the game that a lot of people are actually not a huge fan of, because it actually starts a sequence of events where you really have no freedom of traveling around, and you're kind of stuck in a general area. I don't really have a huge problem with it, because it introduces a lot of neat elements to the game. I'll get more into how I feel about this as I progress, though. That was Mount Murnig, though. It's just an area that you travel around. And it leads us up to this point. We find out pretty quick that dragons are kind of... they're kind of like mutants from the X-Men. There's a lot of prejudice surrounding them, and everyone seems to be happy if they would just die off. So... yeah, that's kind of a problem for us, since we are one. And we're back to our human form. And Ryu does not have any real control over his dragon powers, so he can't exactly change back and forth. Well, I say that, but that's really a storyline thing right now. They try to get him to change by force, but obviously that's not working. And they're not too pleased with this result, and, well, you can pretty much see where this is going to go. That's a nice reference to Breath of Fire 2 right there. That's supposed to be Gene, I think. A cameo. Well, to be fair, if you have just let us be, you wouldn't be in here to begin with either, but... they're gonna want to put the blame on Ryu. Huh, who's that? Oh, it's Nina of this game. Okay. Yeah, there's always a Ryu in Breath of Fire, and there's always a Nina. Always, always. Even in Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter, which... there's really no reason for that to be the case. But still, she's about to let us out, so that's great. Unfortunately, she gets distracted, right? She's about to do that. That's not picking on him. They were actually physically abusing him. There is a pretty big difference between the two. Also, you find out that she's about one of the most gullible princesses I've ever seen. Because she falls for this, and they're not even trying very hard. I mean, do they look like the type that would be trustworthy? I mean, she doesn't even think to let Ryu out first here. I mean, come on. This is obviously a setup. Not sure how they expect to really get away with that, considering that the king would just send guards after them to get the princess back. I mean, it's not like that they have, like, a huge army to fight them back if they did get guards on their tail. I mean, you will find out later that they are part of, like, this big mafia, but at this point in the game, you're not really supposed to know much about that, so it really looks stupid. Now, to get out, you have two options. You can either try to yell for the guard, which really shouldn't be able to hear us from way over there. No luck. Well, try to break the door, I guess. It is a little loose. I don't know, it budged a little bit. Scream help. Yeah, that went about as well as we could have hoped, so... Yeah, okay. Hit the door again. Now pay attention to Ryu. Yeah, he started shining for a minute there, which meant that he was about to transform. I'm guessing that the strength from his dragon self was enough to break down the door. There's a chest in here with a skill link and a place to save. Now... we're about to get into a boss fight. Did you hear a sheep? Who the hell are you? Huh. Oh well. We see Bailey asunder. And Nina is apparently awake now for some reason. Yep, we are going to be a pain in their side. Yeah, good point, idiot. Yeah, it's funny you should say that. You'd think that means that he can't transform into a dragon. But he can, with our newly gotten accession move. You see, when you use this, you have access to dragon genes, which can transform you into different types of dragons. Currently, we only have one, so that's all we can really use. I'll get more into this as we get more and more at this. But it's a really neat system that this game introduced. Damn. Well, that didn't work. Let's try that again. Now, if you die in a dragon form, you don't actually die for real. You actually... Ow. Shit. Well, that didn't work out. You can actually beat them in this battle. As opposed to the first one. And they actually drop some very nice items. If you can do that, but it's very hard to do. And I'm not a high enough level that I could pull that off easily. Really? Because it didn't look like you were able to do much of anything in that fight. If you attack her, she will wake up, attack the two, and actually run off, but I couldn't quite show that off. Also, if you get a chance to use your Whelp Breath, then the game will actually tell you you can't do that. Otherwise, you'll hurt Nina as well with it. Burning princesses is a bad thing, you know? Because we've seen what happens in the beginning of the game when you do that. Fanfare, and Nina joined the party. Nina, for all practical purposes, is a female Tipo, because she's a mage. She has Cyclone, Frost, and Jolt. A bit more of a selection than he had to start off with, but she doesn't quite have any level 2 spells yet. Not that that matters, granted, but go ahead and change that. Now, for the most part, I'm not going to be leveling up too much in this new area that we're going to be going to. Because we're going to be getting a new master soon, and I want Nina to be good for that. I could grind a bit if I had to, but it's best to just skip as many battles as possible in here. If for no other reason, the fact that the enemies in here can be kind of tough sometimes, and Nina is not the type of person that can take a few hits. Also, take the soul gem off of her ASAP. Believe me, you want to do that. This actually brings you back to life, and she uses it up pretty quick in here. The thing is, you actually want to save that for later, because it's really useful during boss fights. Okay. We got ourselves Zombie and a Volt. Yeah, let's run. The Volts can actually really do some damage to her. There's a chest over there, but it's hard to get to it. Yeah, this is why they're bad, and oh my god, they got the surprise attack on me. Oh shit. Oh, thank god they were only able to do it once. A treasure to he who pushes the 7 words. The path opens to he who learns the 7 words. 7 is sticking out and looks like it can be pushed. Do you want to push it? Yes. Okay, what about now? Okay, so nothing happens. So we're gonna pick yes. A lot of these tombstones give you hints for the puzzles in this area. Yeah, there's a lot of questionnaires here. Ah, damn it. There's a ghoul here. And we just killed him. He's basically a stronger version of the zombies. Ooh, they give a lot of experience. Let's not do that again. But here's a chest. Found glass domino. That's good for her. She doesn't have much. Oh, I could give her bracers. Wish I would have known that. Lowers her agility a tad, but it's very good defensively. Wow, the leather apron is better than the waistcloth. That's amazing. Yeah, that's probably worth it for in here. Now that I've got that, let's actually try to get out of here. I'm going to go straight for the exit, if for no other reason that I want to actually get to the next destination as soon as possible. There might be treasure down here, but it's generally not worth it. This is, I think, the one we need. The tombstones give you hints for this. Yeah, this one. Remember the red words, not the green. There are actually switches. What word do you want to push? Okay, I selected wrong. I'm gonna be pretty much safe state abusing this entire sequence. Otherwise, I'll never get past it. So much trial and error. See, I'm bad at this. Ugh, seriously, come on. Yeah, I'm not getting any of these right. Okay, that time I did. There we go, finally. And we're pretty much out at this point. If you know where to go, this is really a short area, but you can get lost trying to figure out what you're supposed to do here. I freaking love Nina. She's pretty great. Now, one of these holds a secret, I know for a fact. And there's enemies here, too. There we go. Wisdom fruit. Keep that on hand and never use it. If you're wrong button. If you're wondering what it does, heals 100 AP. Very nice, but that's actually useful for a side quest. Well, I shouldn't say side quest, more like a side event. I should have talked to that guard, hold on. A cemetery, alright. A very weird cemetery, I'll say that much, but with all the words and crap. Now, Windia is a pretty big city, and there's a lot you can do here. Yeah, apparently a lot of people don't like people in the countryside coming to Windia. Now, this is actually another localization thing. Originally, this wasn't really a cafe, but I'm trying to remember what it was in the Japanese version, but it was a lot more. It was considered a lot more risque and whatnot. They're showing them with coffee here, but this was actually supposed to be alcohol. And instead of apples, there were like beer nuts in this thing. It's an interesting change for the American version. Wow. You know, you could just say you're taking a break. A robber, huh? I wonder who that was. A kid. So it wasn't Ray. It might have been Tipo, though. Found ammonia. You guys don't mind if I take that, do you? Totally not a robber. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. There's a lot of shops here. And this is actually one reason why I stocked as much money as I possibly could. Because, well, there's nothing really much here that's new. But when we get to the other shops, the 2 weapon shops that they've got, and another item shop, Toshihiro's General Store, the only shop in the world that sells the Midas Stone. Midas Stone is shit. It's extremely pricey, and the only purpose of it is to increase the chances of earning money from battle. And let me just point out that early on in the game, this is very much useless. You don't get any use out of this till way later in the game. Don't even bother spending money on this early on. You can also buy talismans and life sandals. Talisman protects you against instant death, and life sandals basically protects you against all kinds of status. It's very nice to have, but very pricey to buy. You can also get Molotovs here, as well as very powerful magical items like Dynamite, Weather Vane, and Taser, which all do very powerful elemental spells. They're not what you need to be focusing on, though. Let's throw that out there right now. Okay, this is the armor shop. Let's sell some of those, silver knives. Oh, let's see here. Mage's robe. That's definitely nice for you. Bronze shield. That's very powerful in defense, but his agility takes a nosedive. Glass domino is good for him, though. Gives him 1 more agility. Ranger Garb helps him a little bit and only lowers his agility by 1, so let's go ahead and get that for him. I was actually going to examine the bookshelf, but alright. Yeah, this is one reason why it came with a lot of money. It's extremely heavy, but you do want to get one of these. But don't equip it. I mean, it's extremely powerful in attack power, so you'd think, well, why would you use it? You don't need to be fast to be effective, correct? True, but here's the thing. You want to have all the weapons that you can get your hands on. you need at least 15 different weapons. And at present, I have 10. That's not quite enough. I need 5 more different weapons. And that's going to be a bit of a problem. Found healing herb. Alright, I'll take it. Alright. Armor isn't really something you need, but I tend to get one of everything anyway. And over here we have a hospital. This is interesting. The price for getting an inoculation is 10 zenny times your level. So if you're level 9, you need 90 zenny for it. Level 5, you need 50. Now, you can only have one at a time, but they do add resistance to specific things. Depending on what you're up against, you could find this to be very useful. However, if you ever rest, then the effect goes away. So, it has limited use because of that. Though it can be useful. I have used it before with great success. Now, you can't actually leave town yet, because you gotta find clues to finding Ray and Tipo. And unfortunately, your only real hint to that is to talk to the kids of the town. But they're too busy playing games right now to even talk to you about stuff like that. So, in order to please them, guess what you're gonna have to do? Yep, we're doing this. What is it with games around this time period? Relying on hide-and-seek minigames. So many games had them. This game had it. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask had a hide-and-seek game. Like I know that Saga Frontier also kind of did something similar to that. Yeah, it was everywhere in a lot of games, and it was never fun, believe me. Nina does have the right idea, though. These kids probably are the closest ones that would know where he is, if he's here at all. So you have to play their little game. Now, thankfully, unlike a lot of other games, actually finding the kids is not hard in this. Windy is only so big, and you can find them all pretty easily by using the camera angles to your advantage here. Because you can use the R button to kind of turn it around. So as long as you look in a lot of corners, then you can find them pretty simple. See, I found 3 already. A lot of them will try to hide in corners where you can't see yourself. So, if you know to look for that, then it's not so bad. Yep, that's all of them already. Wow, that's a world record for me. Yeah, no kidding. Well, Tipo really went off his game with Ray out of the picture. I mean, Ray could be with him for all I know, but it doesn't seem likely, though. I wonder what happened to Ray, then, if he's not with Tipo. Oh well. Now, in terms of items that you might want to carry with you, He didn't really sell anything that's too special. However, now we can actually leave town. Now, if you go all the way around to this little hidden section of the castle, you can find a hidden area. It's important to know about this place. Okay, just checking. Talk to this guy. Durandal, which is actually the name of a very powerful fire sword from mythology. Not sure why he's called that, but whatever. Useless tricks. You want to apprentice him to Nina. He's a master that, sure enough, teaches you some pretty useless moves. But they are actually important for something else, which we will see later. So best to get it taken care of early. Now if you go down the ladder in his house... Seriously, what the hell? Like, what kind of weird stuff is he into? That looks extremely high-tech for the kind of world this is. Seriously, what's up with that? Oh well. I guess we're just gonna ignore that that's there and move on with our lives. There's a couple more things we can do, though. If you go over here, you can find another hidden area. This leads to an item. It's hidden over here behind the castle wall. Vodka shot. Now, I've heard that this item can be a different name, depending on which version of the game you're playing. Some games it's called ginseng, some game it's called vodka shot. I don't really why they bothered to change the name, but it basically raises one target's power when used during battle. It's a fairly nice item, but it's extremely rare, and you don't really get much out of doing so. Now, if you're wondering what Nina's ability is when she's in the lead, so you can shoot powerful magic through her wand. You can't really do much with it right now, but it will come into play later. And boy, will it be useful. Now, there's not really much that we can really do at this point in the game, since you get stopped as soon as you come over here.